Hollywood, 1961. The city glittered like a diamond, but diamonds, Marilyn Monroe had learned, were cut with knives. To the world, she was a dream wrapped in silk. To the studios, she was a product. To powerful men behind closed doors, she was disposable. But Marilyn knew something they didn't. Dreams don't die quietly. They wait. The betrayal. Marilyn stood alone in her Beverly Hills bedroom, staring at her reflection. The mirror showed the woman the world adored, platinum hair, red lips, perfect curves. But behind the eyes lived Norma Jean, fragile, watching, remembering. On the bed lay a contract terminated. No warning, no meeting, just a signature from a studio executive who once promised her respect. The rumors had already begun. Difficult, unstable, past her prime. Hollywood loved to build goddesses and loved even more to destroy them. That night, Marilyn attended a private party in the hills. Powerful producers laughed loudly. Politicians whispered in corners. Champagne flowed like lies. She smiled. She always smiled, but she listened. She heard names, dates, secrets, deals made in shadows, women silenced with threats, careers buried to protect powerful men. Marilyn didn't drink much that night. She remembered everything. The awakening. Days later, Marilyn visited a small beach house in Santa Monica, once owned by an old screenwriter who had believed in her when no one else did. Inside were boxes of forgotten scripts, letters, and reels. One letter changed everything. It described a secret. Hollywood ledger, a hidden archive containing proof of corruption, blackmail, and crimes buried beneath fame. The writer had hidden copies across the city before dying in obscurity. Marilyn realized something terrifying and beautiful. Hollywood hadn't broken her. It had underestimated her. She wasn't just a star. She was invisible when she wanted to be. The transformation. Marilyn disappeared. Not from headlines, but from expectations. She cut her hair shorter, wore dark glasses, stopped answering calls. Behind the scenes, she learned. She studied contracts, law, media manipulation. She met journalists who had been fired for asking the wrong questions, actresses whose careers ended after saying no, assistants who had seen too much. They all trusted her because Marilyn listened without judgment, and because she promised something no one else had, justice. The revenge begins. The first leak was small. A single envelope mailed anonymously to a respected newspaper. Inside, financial records, signed affidavits, photographs never meant to exist. One producer resigned quietly. Hollywood shrugged. Then another envelope arrived. And another. Different studios, different names, same pattern. Powerful men fell like dominoes. Press conferences were canceled. Phones stopped ringing. Lawyers panicked. And through it all, Marilyn Monroe smiled on magazine covers. Untouchable, unblamed, the perfect disguise. The final revelation came at a charity gala, broadcast live. As cameras rolled, a trusted journalist received a folder marked, "Play if I'm silenced." Inside was everything. The ledger, the recordings, the truth, names tied to studios, politicians, media moguls. Hollywood didn't just tremble, it cracked. The next morning, the headlines screamed, "The industry's darkest secrets exposed." Careers ended overnight. Trials began. History shifted. And Marilyn? She vanished again. Epilogue. The Last Smile. Months later, Marilyn was seen walking alone on a quiet European beach. No cameras, no makeup, no applause, just Norma Jean. She had taken revenge not with anger, but with truth. Hollywood would remember her as a legend. But those who wronged her would remember something else. The woman they tried to silence had spoken louder than all of them combined. Marilyn smiled one last time, not for the world, but for herself. Fade to black. Subscribe for more videos.